Hey, welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. Are you sick and tired of my voice yet? Anyway, yes, we're all narcissistics, aren't we? Is that even a word? But anyway, okay, welcome back. What we're going to look at? Well, we're looking at a few things, which I try to not do too many in one episode, but there's one that's a little aside and then two that are similar that we want to take a look at. If I get my notes in front of me. Yep, very professional here we are. Yep, and I've got alerts going off. You'd think I'd edit this sort of stuff out, wouldn't you? But hey, it's real. Keep it real. But anyway, so I've got a few things. But first of all, a very quick one that I thought was already there, to be honest. If you're using VS Code, you know, the lightweight IDE editor that basically anti-gravity is built on Cursor and loads more, then if you've also got Ollama to run local models, okay, which I do, and even on my rather poor little PC, I can run certain models fairly okay. But anyway, Ollama have officially got there's a tie-in with VS Code, and you don't really have to do anything. So you just have to use GitHub Copilot chat window or the chat window, and don't be mistaken, you don't need a GitHub Copilot subscription for this. Okay, you just need that chat window open, and as long as you've got Ollama running with, say, your model of choice, like Kimi, I'm going to try, or Quen, or because I'm looking at maybe some local coding models, but to be honest, I don't know how good they're going to be on my my PC. I think if you've got, you know, maybe one of the later Apple Macs with lots of performance, or you know, a higher spec Windows machine, then you could probably run these larger models without too much of a problem. But the key thing is Ollama running, even though you can actually run these models in Docker containers anyway. Even Docker Desktop's got where you can run models as well. But anyway, Ollama, if you've got something like Quen running in Ollama and you open up VS Code, or restart VS Code if it was running, if you go to that chat and make sure you're in local mode at the bottom, you'll now see those other local models direct. There's not really an extension or anything, it just picks them up. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And then I've got these are two extensions, although I think you can run them in other IDEs like JetBrains and stuff as well, or even standalone, I think, some of these ones. But there's two. There's one called Verdant AI, and another one called Tracer AI. Now, there's loads of these things coming along, but they're basically to, instead of you just prompting and then trying to generate code and hoping for the best. But, you know, I think, like I've done in a couple of previous episodes now, the importance of instructions marked down in your folder, or even better, use the skills framework that Anthropic published as an open standard. So the skill stuff is across really all of the main you know, sort of coding agent platforms. So, and again, you don't need it just for coding. I emphasized that in the last just 5 minutes. I think you don't have to use those agent skills for coding alone. You can use it for lots of other stuff. You should really explore that. But anyway, if you've got the agents there, agents MD, skills MD, goodness me, then you can actually control exactly what you want to use, what to check, what tools to use, all this type of thing. But where things like Verdant comes in, okay, it's like having a super smart coding buddy, basically, which, crikey, I need one. But this is actually very clever, I think, Verdant. There is a free version, but it's a plan first approach. So it does planning. So you tell it what you're going to build, but it goes into you know, a really in-depth plan with you. A little bit like Lovable and Replit, but this is all local and you don't have to pay monthly costs for these stuff. But anyway, the idea is you get to break down the requirements, run automated verifications, spin up little sub-agents to handle specialized tasks. So it can handle, you know, sub-agents to go and do specific things like research this UI, you know, methodology or whatever it might be. But also it's got a very clever little way of running your requirements through multiple models and then looking across those multiple models to actually, you know, look at the best options and aggregate those down. So it's actually very good. Now, some of the codex stuff in Claude Code sort of does this anyway. But I don't know, sometimes seeing it and having it in that across multiple models is actually very good to see, well, how is this thing working? Is it better using this model, or is that one more what I want? So you've got that at your side, really. And it does a lot more. It does you know, it's like literally having an entire dev team living inside, you know, VS Code. Although, like I said, they've got add-ins for things like JetBrains, and I've got a feeling you can run it standalone. I should have checked that. But the other one is Tracer. Okay, so to be honest, I think Verdant AI, I've only just come across that one. It looks a little bit more suited to me, but we're back to flavors of ice cream, aren't we? But anyway, there is another one called Tracer AI. It's spec-driven development. So it's sort of similar, but it does things like takes your ideas and turn them into clear step-by-step implementation plans. Okay, so in some ways a little bit like Verdant, but it uses, I think, uses just one model. It's very good. I have tried Tracer, and it is very clean. And even though you've got plan mode in most of these, like Claude Code, Codex, Copilot, you know, GitHub Copilot and whatever, it does give you, you know, a cleaner sort of overview of what you're trying to build. But yeah, Verdant is looking really good because it's got that multi-model thing and it can spin up those sub-agents. Again, all of these other coding agents do this sort of stuff, but I guess given, you know, it gives you a nice interface to work with to free you up from all of that stuff, because you can spin up sub-agents in all the major coding agent toolkits like I've mentioned. So but anyway, it's worth a look at those. And the Ollama thing, where you've got the local models built into VS Code now, you know, I guess you just need a powerful enough machine to actually help you do that, don't you? But anyway, it's an interesting time as ever. So that's what I've got for this time around. So wherever you are in the world, take care and have a good day, a good week, and I will catch you in the next one.